One of the best ways to get students' attention and get them talking is to keep them off balance. I don't mean literally off balance, or do I? I'm Laurel Frank, the Magnolia Science Gal, and today I want to share with you a strategy that keeps kids on their toes, or at least on one foot. I want to get kids talking in class, having conversations with each other, having the words of science come out of their mouths in a conversation with another student. And one of the ways I can do that without having it just be turn and talk to your neighbor is to ask them to do a one-footed interview. That means that I'll find a partner. If I have an uneven number of kids, you can even make a trio. But whoever's turn it is to talk has to stand on one foot. So what is it about a one-legged interview that makes this such a clever strategy as a teacher? Well, the first thing is you'll have kids smiling. And when I'm smiling, the things that I am processing and saying have a positive connotation to them. And who doesn't want kids to have a positive spin when thinking about your classroom? It also allows a different part of my brain to be working, so that I'm working on balancing, and then I have another part of my brain that's thinking about the conversations that I should be having in class. If it is something that I want kids to really be using some science words, I can make some cards or write those up on the wall somewhere and encourage kids to use those words in their conversation. If I have kids who get so out of balance that they're not able to have a conversation, I've been known to allow a little modification of letting them use one finger to hold on to a table. One of the other benefits is that kids want to be the winner of this strategy, which means that they want to be able to talk the longest. And any strategy that gets kids wanting to talk more is a winner. So finding ways to make it a competitive thing with partners. Know that for kids who don't have the words to say, or kids that struggle with what they want to say, I always remind kids that it's perfectly okay to repeat again what you've said, or to copy what your neighbor has said. There is nothing wrong with kids hearing that same content multiple times in order to really make this something that sticks into their head, so that they'll remember it perhaps the next day and maybe even longer than that. Another key piece of this is to not make my talking time too long. I wanted to keep the talking time short. And if I have students who have too much time to talk, they will then veer off into what movie are you going to, or who do you like? And so I want to keep my conversation on science. I also want to make sure that as a teacher, I am rotating around the classroom, getting a chance to kind of do the little eavesdropping myself to hear what's going on, so that I can highlight some things to be shared as a whole group. There is nothing more powerful than to call on a student and ask them to share something that they told their partner when I know that's a great thing for them to share with the whole class. I can also make sure that I choose students who maybe they don't always have that immediate answer to share with the whole group, but they've had a chance to process with a partner, and when I give them a nudge and tell them, I'm going to call on you, I want you to share with the group, there is nothing that fills some students with confidence than the fact that I've been asked to share and I know my response is a good one before anyone else has a chance to raise their hand before me. So all of these pieces together make a one-legged interview a way to keep your kids on their toes. So give it a try.